Hey guys, HW here. My deepest apologies for coming to you so late this week. I'm currently standing outside the UTS University of Technology in Sydney on Broadway, and I'm just about to embark on a walk that's going to take me down Australia's oldest street. And that street, you know, because you've seen it before, it's George Street. I'm wearing my San Francisco's 49ers hat. Been on a bit of a losing streak lately, so I'm hoping when Sunday comes in the US, Monday in Sydney, that they can break that losing streak against the Jaguars. So I'll turn the camera around in a minute. And what I thought we might do today is head down Australia's oldest street, George Street. First started being used in 1788. I was reading a bit about the history. It said it was basically worn out by probably indigenous tribes first, but then Europeans carting water between the tank stream and the hospital down at the Rocks. So here's where George Street meets Harris Street. So when we get on the other side of this intersection, we are in George Street. So at the moment, still in Broadway. Yeah, so I thought I'd do a little bit of a feature on George Street today. Seeing I'm late with the vid this week. It's been a week from hell. I've had so much going on, so busy. Lots of meetings, lots of calls, and a funeral in the middle of the week too. Which was, you know, it's always sad to go to a funeral. Someone's made a mess of the fast food packets last night. So all up, this walk is going to take us from, you know, pretty much Ultimo Broadway all the way to the Rocks. That's how far George Street stretches for. There's a lot of people out and about because it is Saturday and it's going to be a nice day. In fact, the temperature today in Sydney is going to be 32 degrees Celsius, which I think that makes it about between 89 and 90 Fahrenheit, right? So all the punters are getting around. There's a lot of people walking between the different railway stations and between their accommodation and the city. Now I'm going to have to try to duck in and out of the shade to try to keep the camera going as long as possible. Central Station clock tower in the skyline over there. Australian flag at half mast. Shows how busy I was this week. I don't even know why that's sitting at half mast. What are we? Oh, must be, what is it? Must be Remembrance Day or close to Remembrance Day maybe? Not sure. So I've always done parts of George Street because, you know, it is the main thoroughfare in Sydney, and I'll come on and off it at different points, but I've never walked the whole length, I don't think, on the vid. So today's the day. I can hear the students grunting in that Muay Thai gym up there. Muay Thai temple, Muay Thai gym. You can see some of the boxing gloves on the windows, on the window sills. Yeah, plenty of punters around today. The phone's going in the background, but I'm gonna ignore it. It goes the light rail out to Randwick. Yeah, so as I said before, we'll probably have to stop a few times as the camera overheats, but keep going as long as I can, and we'll have to stop at some stage for a Nectar because I haven't had one yet. Just give me a sec. Whoever this is trying to get me, I better get the phone. Get going again. Just switch over to the other side of the street now to get the shade. Capitol Theatre building over there. Beauty and the Beast musical playing in there at the moment from the big banner whacked on the side of it. There's the Randwick light rail going the other way, heading down to Circular Quay. A lot more people using the light rail now. When it first kicked off, it was empty, but now being utilised by all the punters to get down to Circular Quay. Look at these delicious snacks in the window. All different types of food on a stick. That shoe shop over there, Raben footwear, that's been there forever, for as long as I can remember anyway, which is a long time. There's different stages where in history where the old Doc Marten shoe comes into fashion or comes in and out of fashion, and that's where a lot of people used to have to go in Sydney to get their Doc Martens. Obviously before the internet. Here's World Square here. One of the buildings of World Square anyway. Look down Goulburn Street towards Chinatown. Plenty of bike couriers around, getting ready to probably just finish the breakfast orders and getting ready or having a break before they start lunch. A lot of these buildings along here used to be bookshops back in the day. Oh, that one's still mentioning that there's bookshops. There's Club Sydney. Used to be known as the Sydney City RSL, right next door to Cheers. Spent a bit of time in both those joints back in the day. They're starting to advertise their Christmas parties already, Cheers. Got Father Christmas on the poster there. There's the Three Wise Monkeys pub over there. As we cross over Liverpool Street. Tell you what, glad I'm in this shade. It's starting to heat up. Making our way into the old cinema strip now in George Street. These days it's only the one cinema, Event Cinemas, that you can see there with the grey a grey painted facade. I was looking for a different word, but I couldn't think of what it was. I'm going to keep talking over this music so that I don't have to cut it out later for a pain in the neck, that is. I hate it when there's loud music playing when I'm walking along. I just don't want to have to do too much editing. That's why my videos are the way they are. They're just raw as I walk along. If you don't like it, there's always plenty of other people on YouTube that do fancy editing and put music in and all that sort of stuff. I don't know how they find the time to do it. It's the old Event Cinemas. There you go there. Used to be called Hoyt's back in the day. As a pigeon almost takes my head off. So that lady back there was trying to step out of the way of the camera, but she's just trying to get out of the way of this hungry panda rider here. We better go over here as we come past Town Hall, stay in the shade. As we approach Park Street up here, as we just get past the Town Hall, I might give the camera a rest and just loiter for a while before starting up again. Yeah, I can feel the camera heating up, so let's have a rest here. Alright, let's kick off again. These jacarandas outside Town Hall are starting to lose their flowers. They were very early this year, the jacarandas. They're definitely the best year that we've had for jacarandas. They've been in full bloom. Been amazing everywhere. Notice this stretch just here, the electricity poles are starting to show the Christmas spirit. Starting to put their, or the Sydney Council starting to put up the Christmas decorations. It says Merry Christmas on the banner if you can't see it. That being the case, as we walk past Martin Place, I wonder if they've put the Christmas tree up yet. Just passing underneath Hilton Hotel here. That tower up there has been renovated a few times, but pretty much the same structure it's been since it was built. This guy's holding a Lego bag. That's one thing that I picked up in the news this week. Apparently the world's largest Lego store is in Sydney now. Maybe we'll walk past it and have a squeeze, eh? Maybe one of you can explain why, but we call it Lego, ending with the O, Lego. Can someone explain why the Americans call it Legos? I've never understood that. Pretty busy on the intersection here of Market and George. Just sidestep around a few people. There it is. Look at this old Rolls Royce over here, cruising down George Street. Does look very comfortable in there, a lounge chair. That's what they're known for, right? Look at all the cigarette butts in the grate here. The dog was pretty happy it had picked up something in its mouth. Looked like it might have been a rice paper roll. A few of the deliveries still coming into the shopping centre. There's seafood action. Passing by Dymocks, the famous Dymocks bookstore. Plenty of people, oh, they got their Christmas decorations up too. Oh, Edition Roasters, I'm so tempted. They're putting their Christmas decorations up too in this building here. Wonder how much they get to do that. Go around all the buildings and put up the Christmas decos. See, the Strand Arcade's got their decorations up. Yeah, they do. I can see those bells down in the centre that I filmed last year. But we're not really going to cover the Christmas stuff today. I might like have a quick glimpse of it, but we're going to do a full Christmas run maybe in a couple of weeks' time. So from the photo I saw in the news, I'm pretty sure I know where the big Lego store is, so let's just make a quick little detour and have a look at it. Turn down King Street. And we're going to head down to this little arcade down here, which I think, from the photo I saw, I think that's where the store is going to be located. Yes, I was right. Here it is. Can see it. Here it is in this curved arcade. Here's the Lego store. How many levels it's over. It'll be over a few different levels. Oh look, there's a line up to get in, so you can't immediately just go in there yourself. Let's get a bit, oh look at the crowd all lined up to get in. See if I can sneak a bit as I go past the door. Doesn't look that big, but I'm sure it's over a few different levels. Save that for another day. This guy's got his Lego, he's happy. Alright, out of the Pitt Street Mall, back to George Street, which is the focus of our attention today. Sneak across here. Sydney Arcade, that arcade's called. I focused on that before. It gives you a little shortcut into the Pitt Street Mall from King Street. That's where you'll find the Lego store. The world's biggest Lego store, apparently. So all you other cities over there, have some of that. We've got the biggest Lego store now. Ha ha ha.
We have to cross.
And back to George Street since 1788. Louis Vuitton's got their decos up in the window as well. save that for the Christmas run too. So obviously as we come into our summer, which starts on the 1st of December, coincides with Christmas, things start to die down as people head out on holiday. That's one thing the northern hemisphere businesses don't understand is, you know, we've got to have a summer too, and it just happens to be at this time of year, and everything dies. So screaming out to us to lift revenue or lift sales at this time of year is a bit ridiculous, because the shutters are down. Yeah, I was right about that Remembrance Day. Look, they all around the epitaph in the Martin Place there. Just had a ceremony for the day, all in their military regalia. And normally I'd be aware of that, or aware of this day, but it just goes to show you how terrible this week's been for HW. I've just missed all of the news, missed everything. Just passing by Angel Place. You can see those bird cages hanging down in the distance, where everyone gets their happy snaps. This mural up here, to me it looks like it says obey, but it might be something completely different. But when seeing that sign obey, it always reminds me of that movie from the 80s called They Live, that had the wrestler in it. Roddy Piper played the lead role. And it's all about aliens and stuff. That's what it reminds me of, that mural. As I said, it's probably a completely different word, but to me it looks like obey. So it reminds me of that movie. If you've never seen that movie, check it out. They Live. It's quite an amusing movie. Oh look, this coffee shop's open. There's always people hanging outside that one. Wynyard station over there. This bird's going on about the construction here, the Hunter Street connection. It's Hunter Street. Alright, let's get going again. Let's wait for this light rail to go past. Alright. it back over to the shade as we pass by the intersection of Margaret and George Street. Quite proud of myself there. Normally when I go to say Margaret, I say Market instead. So I'm quite chuffed with that. As I walk down George Street, I'm reminded of other big arterial roads around the world, and I immediately think about Market Street in San Francisco. Very different, of course, but a similar sort of history. Market Streets in San Francisco is a tad wider than George Street too. Tad's an understatement. A few people down at the Grumpy Baker. Passing by the corner here of Bridge Street and George, where the old McDonald's used to be. Long gone. Waiting here with all the tourists on the corner of Bridge and George. Wonder whether they're coming or going. Oh, these two just walked past with a snack and a couple of coffees. Oh, I need the injection. Quickly swept around that old lady there. She had a coffee too. There's a Four Seasons hotel taking up the sky there. Beautiful breeze coming off the water now as I walk along past this street furniture here. Now I know that there's a pretty good Nectar joint up the top of the Museum of Contemporary Art, but I'd expect on a weekend it's probably going to be chockers with tourists, so I'm not sure whether I should take the risk or not. Goes the tourist bus, the big bus. Hope they got their sunscreen on. Here's the old Jackson's on George. Look at it. Totally reimagined. A few people enjoying early morning drinks. Jackson's on George. I'm going to have to keep my wits about me because I don't actually know where George Street dogs around at the Rocks. I know it dogs around at some point. So I'm going to have to keep my eyes open on the street signs because I've never taken this whole route before. And what I mean by that is all the way from Broadway to the end of George Street. Get up the outside here. Yeah, look. Just from the last couple of times I've been past, look, these jacarandas have lost all their flowers too. It's gone. The end of the jacaranda viewing in Sydney is coming to an end. Tourists enjoying the various cafes adorning this part of George Street at the Rocks. Here comes another big bus. Got it churning around today. Oh, this is not a big bus, it's a different company. This is the Red Bus Tour. I wonder if there might be another cruise ship in town. Someone dropped their glass. There's the Orient Hotel in the corner. A few people in there too. Getting stuck into the morning drinks. Yeah, there is a cruise in town. Let's have a quick peek. Carnival Splendor is the current cruise ship in town. But back to George Street. Taking a walking tour over there, those people. The Rocks markets are on. We're going to have to navigate that as well. Forgot about that. Damn.
The wool shed.
We're not here to see the markets today, but I'll try to cover a little bit as we get through. I'm not going to walk through the centre where all the stores are, so I'll just get stuck in a scrum. Part of the markets heads down Playfair Street there as well. We'll just hang on this outside footpath here and capture a little bit as we go past. Good to see a lot of the stores back though. Last time we walked through, when the marks were on, it was like half the size of this. This must be the food end of the markets. Everyone's tucking into the tucker up this end. Can feel the camera starting to heat up again. Oh, look at that little Prosecco truck there. Get down there and get yourself a glass of bubbly. Again, nice breeze coming off the water here. Let's get out to the centre here and just film back towards the markets. And that's it. We're at the end of George Street. I think this is Lower Fort Street here, which marks the end of George Street. I look at all the boats cruising out on the harbour over there, all trying to get out to Middle Harbour, and some of them get out a bit further, cruise down the coast. Yeah, beautiful day in Sydney. Stare over at the Harbourview Hotel over there. But hey, next destination, we need to find a Nectar. Let's go. I couldn't help myself. I've come into the MCA Cafe in level 4 of the Modern Contemporary Art Museum. There's a Carnival Splendor you can see in the distance there, or just over the terrace. Decided there's so many people here and there's a wait to get seated, so I might just get a takeaway Nectar today. This lady's just helped me with my order, a flat white. So once I get the takeaway Nectar, I'll get over to that terrace over there and we'll take a view of the Carnival Splendor and the rest of Circular Quay, and I'll say goodbye to you there. Alright, I've secured the flat white, so let's get out onto the terrace now and have a look. Campbell coffee, always good, make a good drop, old Campbell. I'm enjoying the coffee so much I'm slurring my words more than normally. There's Circular Quay, a few people heading out on the ferry. Helicopter up in the sky. Carnival Splendor docked at the International Passenger Terminal, getting refueled, replenished, giving the passengers on board a bit of shore time, bit of shore leave. Some of them in here, in the cafe here, enjoying the terrace. As another helicopter goes by. Have another sip of this Nectar. Oh yeah, delicious. So write that down in your coffee diary, in the HW coffee diary. MCA Cafe, overlooking Circular Quay. You can get a good Nectar here as well. So yeah, as I enjoy the rest of the Nectar here overlooking Circular Quay, I'll bid you farewell. Thank you for coming on the skirt down George Street today. Go the 49ers on Sunday American time, Monday Sydney time. The video is over.